Two. Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Rob McCarthy here. Hey, guys. I missed you. I've been on a little hiatus, taking a little bit of pause for the cause, getting myself together and preparing as we get ready for a fantastic summer. And I'm super excited. So I'm going to just wait a few minutes and let some folks come on in and into the studio. And we are broadcasting live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. I'll get myself on screen. So here we go. We have a fantastic show because guess what? We are celebrating M4MM's 5-year anniversary. It has been 5 years. We started this journey 2016. And so throughout the whole entire month of May, we're going to be bringing to you some of our state chapter presidents, some of our board of directors, some friends of the organization. We're just bringing people to you, and we're going to have an exciting time to be able to talk about and celebrate 5 years of being in this industry, of supporting Black and Brown communities, of making this commitment. So without further ado, let me introduce you to our guests for today. First and foremost, I have Ms. Lauren Jackson. Hi, Lauren. I have Ms. Elise. Hey, Elise, how are you, my love?
Hi, guys.
And then I have Ms. Lakeisha Camise. Hi, Lakeisha, how are you? All right. So you guys, we have our and then we have, of course, he's gonna be here. He's gonna slide in a little bit tardy, but he will be here. So I want to make sure that you guys will see Eric. But first and foremost, we are celebrating our 5-year anniversary. And so without further ado, I want Lauren, it's our birthday. It's our birthday. It's our birthday.
Hey.
So the oldest of the crew. So Lauren, introduce yourself. Tell everybody where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Lauren Jackson, obviously, and I am the Louisiana state director. And so I've been state director since 2000. I want to say it's 2018.
Yeah.
So yeah, just want to be here for what's going on in Louisiana. Lots of stuff lately, but yep, that's it.
Absolutely. And so we're so happy to see your face and always knowing that you're there and making things happen for us, Lauren. And then next we have Miss Lakeisha Camise. Hey, Lakeisha. Introduce yourself to everyone. Let them know who you are.
Hello. My name is Lakeisha Camise, and I am now a proud graduate of the Southern University Law Center. As of Friday next week, I will be graduating, so I'm excited. I'm also the 2020-2021 chapter president for M4MM. Yes, that's your HBCU M4MM chapters. So definitely, if you want to talk about membership, you want to learn about this cannabis industry, just get on in. I am actually working for one of our vendors, which is Alera Holistic Healthcare, which is the medical marijuana dispensary for Southern University Ag Center. So I got to learn this business all inside and out, policy, regulations, just cultivating the land, getting from seed to sale, and it's been a blessing. So yeah.
That's awesome. We're so happy to have you. Shout out to, we see Cheney Turner in the house and Ann Jackson and Jay. Thank you so much for the birthday love. So, and last but not least, we have Miss Elise is out of Indiana. Indiana has been one of those states that's slowly but surely coming on board. And so we want to, Elise, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Elise Johnson. I'm from Indiana, and I am the new chapter president here, state director here in Indiana. I just retired here in this past December from 20 years of childcare. And I am now dedicating my life to criminalization and legalization of medical marijuana here in Indiana. I'm an alkaline and vegan chef, and I'm also a certified cannabis chef as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're so happy to have you, especially in a dry state like Indiana. Y'all so dry. Can we just get Indiana to come on board? We're gonna talk about that, Elise.
That's
and
okay.
then Then we saw our board chair popping in. He's come on in. He's gonna come on in. But you guys, we are celebrating our 5-year anniversary. Everybody that's out there, dude, Eric Range. I know you was. I told everybody. I listen. I understand. So listen, you slide right on in.
The struggle is real.
It's real. It's real. It's real. It's real. I couldn't even let us begin our conversation without you saying just again the importance of us just celebrating. And of course, you can introduce yourself and hemp and fork and everything that you do. So you got the floor.
Man. Listen, I can't even believe it's been as long as it's been. It feels like double the time. Anybody who's done anything in this industry, y'all know, man. Like 3 months is like 6 months. 6 months is like a year. A year is like 2 years. And I feel like M4MM has we had our 10 toes deep in this for the last few years, man. And we're celebrating 5 years today, or I'm sorry, this year, next week, as a matter of fact. So just excited about how the organization has grown, where we've come from, all of the over the top exemplary people who have been a part of this movement, who really and truly, in my opinion, are how we're able to do what we do. So thank you to all of our leaders who are out there listening, all of our members. We appreciate everything you do. And then of course, y'all know Roz does so much, and so without her, man, we wouldn't be half of what we are. So I'm just super excited to have met her all of those years ago, man. I remember that first meeting in your office, man. And I was getting ready to start a nonprofit to try to do what M4MM was doing. And then Roz laid out her vision. And I said to her, do you remember what I said to you that day?
You was like, listen, I was going to start something. But I like what you got going on. So where you need me?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, listen, if you're going to commit to doing this, then I'm going to back off of what my plans were. And I'm going to just pour into the organization and let's ride this wave together, man. And here we are 5 years later. Still going strong, still making an impact. And I think that's really, when I thought about, trying to start something, it was about how can I create some level of impact for our communities and making sure that we aren't left out of this conversation. But the vision that Roz had was just so powerful that, that's something I think we got to think about more in this space. We don't always have to create something. Sometimes it takes for us to team up and to partner up and work together to really, truly have some type of impact. And so I'm just happy that I was, in my mindset, I wasn't all about me. And it was like, listen, let's see how I can get behind it, man. So I'm happy to be here, man. Thank y'all for allowing me to come in late.
You good. Hey, you family, you come in whenever you want to come in. Hey, listen, guys. You can't ask for a better board chair. If you guys ever want to start a nonprofit, go see Eric Range. Join the Chairman's Club. That's one thing, because the Chairman's Club will also coach you on how to be the best board member or board chair that you can imagine. So you guys, you definitely just, I couldn't have done this without you, period. The end conversation. So what I want to do is I kind of want to put it out there in regards to like just throwing it out there for and you can start with Lauren or Lakeisha. Where were you 5 years ago in your journey, in your cannabis journey? And so I mean, at least let's start with you. You're the brand new one in the group. Where were you 5 years ago?
Oh, 5 years ago, I was a daycare owner who it is not normal to talk about cannabis in that field. So that was something that I could not talk about in my professional world, that I had to keep a secret. And I was diagnosed with lupus in 2008. So cannabis was a big part of my healing journey. I was at one time taking 19 pills a day, and which caused a lot of side effects. And I went from cold turkey from taking 19 pills a day to the use of cannabis and the change of diet to help heal myself.
Wow.
And if it wasn't for cannabis, I would just be in a different health state as of today if it wasn't for the use of the plant. Absolutely.
So is that where you got your vegan, like you talked about the vegan chef and how you really tried, as you are that is your business, you are a subject matter expert when it comes to that type, that platform of being able to cultivate cuisine from a vegan lifestyle, and then also adding the cannabis as an option for also from a medical perspective. Is that when you kind of knew you want to blend all that together, or like after going through all that?
Absolutely.
That was your why,
Well,
right?
I use the plant. Right, that was my why. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And it's been to 2003. I'm going on 3 years now with the use of no pharmaceuticals and just cannabis. And my lupus has been in remission, absolutely, from just the use of the plant and my diet.
Awesome. That's so,
can I say something here, man? Because for those of y'all who know me out here, in part because I wanted to, there's more to this plant than just the cannabinoids that, and again, that we love the cannabinoids. I love cannabinoids, y'all, but there's so much more to the plant. And, Elise was just talking about the diet, component of it. And I really try to, as a company, that's really people about the fact that, we don't know a lot about this plant, or we're not talking about all of the other aspects of this plant, and health and nutrition is so much, discussion. People don't realize that the seed that comes from this plant is actually a superfood. Like, it literally has all of the building blocks of nutrition. And so for her to talk about healing herself, I really love that, because we, as a company, we try to get people consumption, expand your, and not just looking at how you're using cannabinoids to heal yourself, but also how are you using as a food to heal yourself as well. So, at least I definitely talk about and even try some of your recipes. But can you talk about how important? Obviously, you said you stopped using the pharmaceuticals, and that's we all know how huge that is, right? With more and more people every day who are trading in their pharmaceuticals for different cannabinoids. But can you talk about how food part of it, that to your healing?
Well, everything you eat goes through your gut. So anything that's wrong with you, whether you have cancer, whether you have diabetes, whether you have eye issues, whether you have inflammation issues, arthritis, everything starts from your guts. It starts from the food that you eat. So the foods that you eat creates mucus, which creates inflammation. Inflammation of the heart might create you to have a heart attack. Inflammation of your joints might create you to have arthritis. Inflammation of your brain might create you to have Alzheimer's. So it all goes to what you put in your body. You can absolutely educate yourself to help heal any illnesses that you have by putting the correct foods in your body and healing naturally without the use of pharmaceuticals.
I tell you what, we got we have another member, Therese. You and Therese need to hook up, because
oh my goodness,
she's an herbalist. You and your understanding, I'm telling you, we're gonna bring more power to that. But Lakeisha,
Therese says, Therese all the time, she says y'all got to start to develop a relationship with these plants, and it made me even think about my relationship. Am I consuming it to maximize the benefit of what I can get from that plant? And so you got to develop a relationship with these plants, and people need to talk about it. Everything goes through your gut. The gut is your second brain. That's the second brain in your body. And so we got to start talking more and more about that, man. Everything you're doing.
That's awesome. Hey, I got a little bit of feedback. So if anybody's doing anything on your end, if you're typing or anything like that, I'm hearing it on my end or anything, or make sure you mute your mic. So I want to make sure everybody out here is hearing us and live and connecting with us and all the beautiful stuff that we're talking about. Lakeisha, you up next, my love. 5 years ago, where were you?
Well, 5 years ago, I was working in Dallas County for the Public Defender's Office. I was a DNA paralegal. I know, working with post-conviction exonerations, actual innocence cases, these are the guys that never should have been locked up, never should have been in the penal system, had no ties really to this crime, but somehow this judicial system of ours and this legal system of ours found some kind of connection to put them there for decades, literally. The issues that I found with that, I think it really speaks to more the advocacy and the social equity and social justice aspects. One of the big issues that was coming down the pipelines at the time with the now current DA for Dallas, DA Caruso, was why are we dealing with these low level marijuana crimes? Why are we taking someone for something as small as like a few grams? And we're having the police involved. They've got to take them down to Lou Sterrett. They got to book them in. They've got to see a judge. They've got to get this criminal charge on them, and they'll sit in jail for a while. And now they've got this charge on them. So when they have all these states getting legalized with cannabis, now they can't participate in that market because they have this conviction on their record. And I'm thinking, this is not how life is supposed to be. This is something small. Yeah, it may be big to someone else, but this is small amounts of marijuana, something that comes from the earth, something that does not harm. It actually heals because we have an endocannabinoid system. And we're charging them, and we're getting all these people lined up in the judicial system to just to railroad them, basically. And it has lasting effects. Roz recently has her expungement clinic, and you have so many people, and the amounts are so minuscule, and they're getting charged with this, and now they're having an issue where they can't even legally participate, and their state has gone legal, or they're in prison and they're there for these mandatory minimums, and they're in there forever, it seems like. So why are we doing this to them? One of the things that I saw happening coming down the pipeline is this smart on justice aspect, where we'll give you a civil penalty instead of a criminal one. That way it's not on your record. And so when I saw this all coming down the line, dealing with so many people who have wrongfully been convicted, charged, placed into the criminal justice system, I said, you know what? When I get to law school, which happened just a few years later, I said, I really think we need to work on the policy and the laws here, because, and I tell people, I said, the issue that we're having is because we don't have smart people in Congress writing these laws and saying, hey, okay, what is the impact on these communities of color, these just minorities in general? Because that's where the over-policing happens. And that's where most of the convictions happen, even if they make up a small amount of the population in whatever state that they're in. So way back when, I was just seeing it, mature. And when I got in and got my medical marijuana class taken with our faculty advisor and professor, Marla Dickerson, shout out to her, it just opened up everything. The networks, I met Roz, and then it was just like, oh my God, she is my hero. So then it just sprung forth from there.
It's so amazing. And shout out to you for even trying to consider anything else to add to your plate while going. I remember when my wife was going through it. That's no easy feat to try to do anything else besides law school. So congrats to you on that. And and I think we talk about the side of the law that we need to change. A lot of times is that contact, right, where you're having that enforcement and so on. That's so important. But another part that I've been trying to get people to start talking about and focusing on as well is, once you've been incarcerated, right, we need to look at reforming. And then the other side, which is, I think, is the key, is what happens when you come back home. Do you get to start your life moving forward after society, or are we going to continue to penalize you? Now you can't get housing. Now you can't get financial aid. Now you can't go get all these other things that you could do to get life, begin moving your life forward, hit that, that reset button, and that's why we have our project Clean Slate, and where it's not just about the expungement, but what about how do we help people connect the dots? Because sometimes people don't, you'll be in a state and you can get your records expunged and you never even know it. You don't know how to go through the process. Things that we as an organization, trying to work with communities on, trying to work with organizations in different states to help not only the laws, but also connecting with the community to try to educate the community about, because sometimes the laws will change and you still don't know how to go and get it. I mean, there's states that have gone through, they've wiped them out completely at the state level, but there's still some requirement on your end to go and do that. If you never know that, how to take advantage of that. So I think we also have to expand our conversation, and I hope that you and some of your students are looking at that as well. Like, what are you doing beyond just that point? And how do we go into the time they're in prison and then afterwards as well?
Well, one of the main things that I saw, especially, and this ties in with the cannabis field as well, with those voting rights. Like once you get out of prison, of serving that time, you have to go through so many steps to get those voting rights reinstated. And some people just give up because it's too much, because now it's all fee based. It's like you got to pay all these fees. But that voting right needs to be reinstated because we have those laws coming down the line, and you need to participate in that system and see what's going on, because they are really deciding your future without you even having that input. So yeah, definitely.
I agree. And then Lauren, where were you 5 years ago? 2016.
2016, what a year.
Yeah. And mind you, both Lauren and Lakeisha are both in Louisiana.
Yes.
So we can talk about just Louisiana's program and where it was and what have you. That's a conversation. But Lauren, tell us, where were you 5 years ago?
Well, 5 years ago, I was in retail consumer finance. So I was going from basically a really big bank into a much smaller nonprofit organization that was just geared more towards helping the underserved. So, and a lot of what we did was education based. And around that same time, like around 14, 15, is when Louisiana got into medical marijuana. So under our board of pharmacy, okay, so it was just kind of a weird thing. You had to have a certain I think like 18 conditions and things like that. And so now where we are now, we've actually expanded it to the point where they can be prescribed or recommended, I should say, flower. So that just opens up the arena for the state of Louisiana to be, in so many different entrepreneurial and business realms. So, just with the background in kind of consumer finance, a little bit of business, and then also education, it just kind of was it just made so much sense for me to kind of immerse myself with people who could touch these things in other states. So that's kind of where I got into it, in my own curiosity. I did my own little, exploration of these legal states to just kind of see how it was going. I had a doctor in California, you know what I mean? So I was trying to get into it, and then also experience all of these things so that I could bring that back to Louisiana, so that when things kind of open up a little bit more, that we can move around, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, and have knowledge, to be able to do that. So that's pretty much, how I got here.
And I will tell you this, one of my highlights of the 5 years, Eric, I know it's your highlight too, but one of my highlights was New Orleans Essence Festival 2019. Hey, we had a good
time. We had a good
time. And for all y'all that listening, we was at the Essence Festival. They wouldn't let us in the building. They kicked us out.
That's okay. We
went outside.
They were looking for us.
We went outside and we had signs up that said social justice, release and repair, social equity is important. We were giving out samples of bottled water, CBD bottled water. We were educating people on the street. You talking about grassroots marketing. We did it. Talk about, Lauren, just even the event that you put on and organized, how critical that was to start conversation and communication. and how even in the future the Essence Festival is imperative that we participate in mainstream events that are not cannabis related, but cannabis needs to go there and meet people where they are.
Correct, and you hit it on the head. Like, you have to meet people where they are. So, Essence Festival is just, it's all of my life has been such an event for anything that you want to catapult. You wanted to launch your brand, you made sure you got yourself out there on Convention Center Boulevard, giving out flyers, whatever it is. And I've never had, out of all of the industries, all of the promotional things, all the business things that I've ever gotten into and went out to promote for Essence Fest, I've never ever gotten as much of a response from any other venue than Essence Festival, because we are community. We're going to tell each other in the community, and that, that's imperative. It is just absolutely the most valuable thing.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
to echo that, man. And this is what I saw out there. That was my first Essence Festival, so it was already a bucket list thing to be out there, right?
Man, yes.
And you, like you said, the response was so amazing. Bad responses as well.
Well, yeah, but we are,
people can be a
we know
difficult
who we
cookie
are.
to crack sometimes. But
Yes.
we had some great really stuck out with me and really left an impression on me. And I want people thinking about, whatever your business model may be, whether in this industry or not. One single event that the purse strings of the Black community is present and ready to spend. If you cannot, you need to abandon that business and find something else to
Let
do.
it go. Let it go.
Listen, that is the heart of our community, really and truly. Even Black wealth, right? This you have every walk of life, from those who obviously were still in poverty to those who have made people along, are all present at Essence Festival at one point in time. And if you ever have a message you want to get across to the Black community, it's really few places that really give you that opportunity to peek into the household of the Black community than Essence Festival. I look to be there again.
I can't wait for it to come back. I can't wait for it to
Yeah,
come
man.
back. Oh my God.
That's what I was saying. We going back. I don't know, are they doing it this year? No, this year?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
But I don't know.
We still
It seems like they might be trying to, do something for the end of the year, but it's not the same. You still need that heat. You need that July 4th heat
That
and
July heat
humidity.
was so,
That does it.
baby.
That has to,
And then afterwards you go do some Frankie Beverly and Maze
okay,
and
and your white linen.
yes,
Yes.
and your white linen, yes.
With your
So you know what?
daiquiri.
That's a great point, because before there was the Essence Festival, and at least you could talk about this, Indiana, the Black Expo used to be back in the day. Well, I shouldn't say before, but it was the Black Business Expo in Indiana was something super, super, super powerful. Talk about, like, how do we bring cannabis to mainstream, Elise? Talk about the Indiana Black Expo.
The Indiana Black Expo is one of the largest events ever of color in Indiana, and people come from all over the world just to enjoy that event. And actually, I was supposed to be a part of the last Black Expo as a vendor, and they had to cancel at the last minute because of COVID. So, yeah, that's really put a big hinge in that organization, because they depend on that event every year,
Yeah.
to even help fund that organization to keep that event going. And they have scholarships and jobs and things they do for the community from those monies as well. So that's a very important event.
Hey, and shout out to Boo Williams, you guys. We got to get Boo on here our show. I know Boo, you listening to us, and he's with that Who Dat Nation, Boo Williams, and he's talking about the Black Expo and need to attend. We need to be there. So at least you got to keep us posted on when that's coming back, because we're gonna make CBD and cannabis conversations normalized, and we're gonna make sure we're there. Lakeisha, with that Who Dat Nation. how do you think, you see events and things that are going on? How have you normalized conversation even on Southern's campus about just cannabis? And what's the vibe from the students? What are they asking you? What's the conversation like?
Well, everyone sees, because I'm always wearing some type of cannabis type shirt, right? So I'm like a walking billboard, like all
You're
the
the billboard.
And then I'm always sharing things and group meets and texts and just getting that information out there, sharing all of our M4MM events, inviting people to come to the meetings. But it's just starting with that conversation, just sitting them down and say, okay, it's not like we're saying you got to get out of that whole hemisphere of, oh, they're just a bunch of hippies. They just want to, legalize all the drugs. And I have to give them a little mini, history. Well, I said marijuana never really had a shot, right? We know cocaine was in coke, right?
Yeah.
We used to prescribe LSD, and other psychedelics, right? They started off with a medicinal purpose, and then someone may have abused it or utilized it in an improper way, and they became part of this schedule. That's what the federal government. I said marijuana never had a shot, right? They instantly went on a campaign to say this is bad. Oh, this is that reefer madness. This is it's going to turn these kids out. It's going to make them do all these things. And we never had that chance to really research this plant, see what medicinal properties are in there and how it actually interacts with a system that we already come born with. So we started those conversations first. And I think one of the highlights of my day, well, actually of this month, is when my niece contacted me. Her mother-in-law recently was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
And she said that her mother-in-law wanted to know what can marijuana do for her medicinally. And it's all about those conversations, having that, putting it out there, letting them know how it helps your system, how it works with your endocannabinoid system, how you can utilize those cannabinoids and those terpenes, and how it helps for specific patients, whether they're dealing with autism, depression, anxiety, cancer. And when you keep having those conversations, they're like, well, you know what? I got diagnosed with this. Do you think this could help? Am I able to even get a hold of it? And I'm like, absolutely. As of August 1st last year in Louisiana, any doctor can recommend medical marijuana as a course.
Is that true? Oh.
Yes, any doctor in the state of Louisiana. And currently, like Lauren was saying, we have our flower bill that's been, introduced into Congress for our legislative session. So we need to, make sure that we're watching those things. Whenever I come across that, I'm constantly sharing that information with them saying, hey, this is what's happening in the legislature. Are you paying attention? Because you need to. Especially if you're one of those people that need that medical marijuana card, that need to have that access. Pay attention to what's going on, and you become kind of like this subject matter expert, and people are coming to you and asking for this information, and it's all to help their health. It's all to help them be better versions of themselves, where they're not in debilitating pain, where they can actually function. So anything I can do to help someone in that space, hey, call me up.
Let me tell you something. This young lady just graduated from the Southern University Law School. Look at her. She's rocking her M4MM. She's ready to go to work. You guys need to be hiring this young lady. You need to be having her on your part of your organizations. She knows her stuff. I got to make sure I get you connected with Boo Williams. Boo, ex-athlete, has been out here. He's had his line, a beautiful line of products that's so awesome. The Booberry line of products. God bless you, Boo, and all the work you've been doing out here. So, Lakeisha, I got to get you connected to Boo and vice versa.
And one of the things I love about Boo, man, shout out to you, brother. We see you out there, man. The man does so much for his community. Coming back here to Florida, up in northern Florida, and so on, communities that we don't talk a lot about. I've seen this man get water. I've seen this man be right there, all day. So shout out to you, man. We salute you, bro. Definitely get you on the show at some point in time, man. It's amazing. It's important for us to continue taking this outside of our traditional cannabis conferences and everything. You know, I think back when I started my first company in this space, it was a safe space for our people to be able to come and just learn about plant, because we don't understand some terminology that's thrown out there, so we don't quite understand the science behind it and how it actually works in our bodies. And that for those of you, the young generations, y'all standing on the corner, you don't even realize that you're medicating yourself, and that there is something
That's right.
that you're doing that we need to tap into. We need to understand why it is, so that you can utilize this plant. Before, Therese asked us before, what type of relationship do you have with the plant? And sometimes we question ourselves and realize that I'm after by my utilization of this plant, and really try to get to understand that. And so that's something our community hasn't been doing. And it's organizations like Lakeisha and others who are part of our family. I see a lot of our people on there, DJs on there, Jake on here, the whole
Yes.
family. And this is what we do at the end.
And so, guess what I found out? So, at least, guess what I found out? SolidCelebration.net is the Indiana Black Expo for this year. So everybody look on here. Farrah Fryer, one of our big time supporters. I just checked out the website. Go to the website. It's going on. Jay, go find out how we get us a booth, girl. That's our administrator with M4MM. Shout out to Jay. Let's go ahead. Let's get a booth and let's set this off. I was supposed to be on vacation, but for the Indiana Black Expo, I will be there, because if we got an opportunity to go educate, to be in front of our people and talk about this plant in a way that is not about us going to jail and about the economic opportunities of it, I'm with it. So if y'all with it, let's go. Let's put our money together and let's make this thing happen, and let's go represent. So I've already challenged Jay. You're going to look into it for me. We're going to find out if it's too late for us to be there. But yeah, let's summercelebration.net. Go check it out. As we start to wrap up, guys, I would love for you to start, and at least start with you, my sister. What do you see yourself? What's your future looking like? What are your priorities for the next year or two? Or let's put for the next 9 months to a year. What are you focused on, so we can make sure we're about celebrating as an organization, but we also about executing and having results. And so whatever we can do to make sure that we support you so that you can be able to live your best life and see your dreams come to fruition. Where do you see yourself in the next year? It might have. You know what, Lauren? I'm gonna keep that question to you as Elise comes in. Her things went dry for a second.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, next 9 months, 12 months, the plan has been to develop more of an educational standpoint, because really and truthfully, a lot of what we do, a lot of the ways that we operate or don't operate, are because we don't understand or we don't know what exactly is out there and what exactly isn't. So I think, especially here in Louisiana, like us understanding this whole legal process is like a big milestone that we have to meet, that we have to be able to get an understanding to see how we can participate on another scale, as opposed to being a consumer or someone who has been a victim of our justice system. So I think the education piece is going to be critical to anything that we do in anything that we do. So
Absolutely. So Elise, my question for you, my love, was what do you see yourself in the next 12 months? What are you focused on? What do you need? What as the state chapter president for Indiana, what do you want to see happen in your state? Talk to us a little bit.
Well, right now, Indiana has the harshest anti-cannabis laws in the country. The arrests for marijuana possession here make up 45% of all drug-related arrests since 2010, and that's still currently. So Black Hoosiers, we are 3.5 times more likely to be arrested for possession here. So I'd like to normalize even the conversation of cannabis even being brought up in rooms here in Indiana. It's such a conservative state. We just recently had 10 bills directly related to the legalization and decriminalization or regulation of marijuana introduced, and only one of those bills will be going to Governor Holcomb to be signed. And basically, it was a big debate on intoxication levels when somebody's pulled over. And the bill started off to totally decriminalize marijuana. And through
I think we might have lost. Look, Elise's video is giving her a little problem. I'm gonna take her back down. She'll join us in a minute. But I mean, if y'all don't think it's any black folks that's in Indiana, let's be known, because my family, on my mom's side, the whole entire family is in Jeffersonville, Indiana. So shout out to Jeffersonville. But we're bringing Elise back in. But if you don't think it's some black folks in Indiana, if you don't think we're going to jail in Indiana for this plant, better believe you might think it's in the Midwest, but there's a lot of black folks there that want to see the decriminalization of this plant, and want to, we want to see options for medical brought into the state, at least to get us started. At least I know. No, you fine. I got you covered, girlfriend.
Guys, I don't know what's going on with my connection here.
But you were saying one last thing, because I made the point that there are black folks in Indiana who want this, that need this, because we're getting targeted at a disproportionate rate.
Absolutely. There was a public poll, and 68% of the people here agreed that marijuana should be legal nationwide. The veterans statewide here, they support the medical marijuana program as well. So they're just getting caught up in a lot of language in the bills here. And by the time they get to all the amendments, the decriminalization has totally been erased, and they're focusing more on the intoxication levels. And right now, the language they added was 5 nanograms of THC in a driver's blood. And that created a big debate among the people signing the bill. And they wanted to know, was any amount safe? Some thought it was ridiculous to even be intoxicated by 5 nanograms. Some people said that it remained in your blood for 30 days. So how can you even determine the period of intoxication if somebody smoked before the day they got pulled over, So, and then a lot of people will be punished for smoking in a legal state when they're crossing over to a illegal state, just with that language being added to the bill. So that's the bill that's going to be going up. The bill was authored by Michael Young. He's a Republican. And that, of all the 10 bills, will be going up for signage. So it doesn't look like we're going to be making much progression here, but we'll need all the
bill passed?
The
bill passed?
It has not passed. It has not passed, but it's the only bill that went to the governor to be signed out of all the 10 bills that was introduced.
Okay.
It started out
listen,
as a
y'all, if y'all in
decriminalization
Indiana,
bill, and ended up as a bill aimed at towards the intoxication of drivers. So
we have similar type efforts going on here in Florida. And what most people don't realize is behind the scenes, there are organizations out there who are lobbying the officials to make sure that this plant never becomes fully legal. And then when it is, that we place every type of restriction possible. That they know damn well that it's going to end up in a lawsuit, but they know that it's going to take somebody who has money who gets pulled over and gets in that situation. Poor folks are going to be in the jail, given records and all kind of other things. So these are the types of things that we got to fight against, y'all. So if you're in Indiana, hey, listen, today, call up the state legislator, send an email. At least, I don't know if you can put the bill number in the chat.
In the chat.
Make sure that bill gets things that, it hurts everybody across the board, but it disproportionately hurts us because we know that they use marijuana as a reason for, as a reason to escalate, traffic and so on. So we have to be diligent, and y'all. So y'all pick up those phone calls or pick up those phones, call, make sure it gets killed.
Absolutely. You guys, so last but not least, Lakeisha, in the next 12 months, what do you see yourself? What do you need? Where's this? You are the future. You could be the future running M4MM. As far as I'm concerned, you are the future of this advocacy fight where you can blend. You can have a business or you could be a professional, but also you can be an advocate in this industry. So please share with us, what do you see yourself in the next 12 months?
Well, I'm going to say this. The average millionaire has about 7 streams of income. Let's just start off with that, right?
That part.
So, you said I could be or.
No, but Keisha said I could be and.
I just want to make sure
I'm
y'all hear what I'm hearing as well.
Options. I like options.
So she's telling y'all right now, what's in the picture is multiple millions coming from different lines of streams of income. I hear you. Go.
Okay, so the first thing is education, right? It starts off with that. We keep that education piece first and foremost. Second of all, Elise, dealing with your issue in Indiana, it may not be the bill you want to come to the table with, but what we found here in Louisiana, we start off with whatever they get us passed, and then from there, we just amend each session, add on a little piece, because we were able to get them to do the medical marijuana piece, but then it was only with certain ailments, certain illnesses that you can get access to this, right? So then we had to go back and amend it so we can have all doctors that can recommend for all issues, all diseases, any ailment, right? So it's those slow progressive steps, like you don't despise your humble beginnings, because at some point you can keep building on that foundation, but you got to have the foundation first. Keep pushing for that legislative piece, the decrim piece, because New Orleans, as Lauren knows, decriminalized it. It wasn't exactly what we all wanted in the beginning, but we got it moved from that criminal piece down to that civil piece. So we just keep building on that and keep putting those decriminalization efforts in and making sure that, like, the next piece that we go to, does that Sankofa, like I always say, reach back and get those people, that expungement piece, those converting those sentences. And then we go back and we look at how do we, once we get those sentences taken off their records, okay, now are they eligible to participate in this market, right? Yes. So then we go ahead and make sure that they're not facing that discrimination licensing wise or entering the market in any way as an investor, right? So I can tell you that we are actually working with someone. I can't say who, I can't say why, and they're trying to get their own line established. And we're working with those logistics regarding that criminalization piece that they had on their record. I'm looking at investment opportunities. I know, Roz, recently you did something regarding the canna lounges. I'm looking at that federal research bill, because if we can get that federal research going, that piece, then we can dispel all that bunk with these facts. This is how the plant works. This is how it helps. This is how it heals, right? And then once you have those facts there, you can't fight the facts. So now we need to go ahead and say, we were wrong about this. Now let's start doing that, that fixing of the issue that we had. So let's get it deschedulized, right? Let's decriminalize it. And then let's make it accessible to all. So those are my pieces that I'm working on for the next 12 months beyond.
Well, and there will be a connection to M4MM for sure. We're going to have our private time together to talk about it, because I want you guys to understand. Did you hear this, sister? She's a recent graduate. She's the future of our advocacy. She understands policy. She's pragmatic. She also understands that there's a process to progress, so that we have to look at this and not look at it as in a sprint. It is a marathon. And I'm just so excited that we have you in a circle, that we know we're going to have people like yourself, Lakeisha, that I can pass that baton off to and let you run with it, girl. And you got the energy, because your sister needs to go. I want to throttle down as you throttle up, right, E?
What I was going to say is once she make those millions, I just want to be flued out one time.
Flued out one time.
But you know what I mean? That's it. I ain't asking
One
much,
time.
you know.
Just one time. Just one time. Hey, and so I want to give a shout out to I want to give you a little tip or something to look forward to with M4MM, and I'm gonna put this up because this sister right here, we already working on this, but I want to just you guys read this. So this is Farrah Fryer. She says y'all need to do an HBCU tour. Every homecoming set up a booth and educate, hustling to be on the team. LOL. Well, you ain't got to hustle no more, sister, because we got a tour getting ready. We getting ready to announce an HBCU experience. We about to take it tailgating. We gonna be out there with the bands. We're gonna be educating. We are going to be in the house, and you can get ready for it. And we're gonna be out there. My newest passion, what I love the most, we're gonna be on these bars right here. I just want to tell y'all. Let me tell you something about these. Let me tell you something about this. We was in Riviera Beach 2 weeks ago doing an expungement clinic. And it's hot as ever outside. And my brother, Eric Range, in Hempen Fork, and if you don't know about Hempen Fork, put it up there, Eric. Let them see what they're working with. This brother right here came out with these fruit bars. Baby, this is pineapple, ginger, and green tea.
We ain't playing no games with
Infused with CBD.
And listen.
And you don't understand, infused with CBD. So you feed your endocannabinoid system. It tastes good. It's fresh. It has, you can taste the pineapple. You can taste the ginger. It dances off the palate of your mouth, but in a slight way that when you finish it, you like, I need another. So,
listen, I should have been recording right now, and that testimony right there is live.
It's live. It's live. Listen, I just want y'all guys to know.
You know, we you know, for again, you know, Elise was talking about nutrition and so on. So my company, we're all about, you know, clean products, you know, that's all natural. Our mix and then we make the pops. That's the first time it's frozen, but you'll taste bits of the ginger in there. You'll taste the green tea. The pineapple was fresh. So it's more bioavailability in there. So when you finish it, I'm telling y'all, I sleep so good. I take about 2 of them right before bed. That's like my little thing. And we got a couple flavors out now. We're working on something right now. I only have available for wholesale, but I got so many reviews and so on that we're gonna open up a channel. So
what I need y'all to do, somebody out there that's listening to us, you got to hook up with a retail market. You got something out there. Somebody out there got to hook up. Please reach out to Eric Range and let's get freezing in our local freezer. This sucker right here is so damn good. Oh, excuse me, I ain't mean to cuss.
That's just one flavor right there too.
That's just one flavor.
She's got the pineapple, green tea, ginger. Guava. We also have a uchuvo and mango. And for those who don't know what uchuvo is, it's a Colombian cherry. So you know that's in there. Strawberry type, which is strawberry and dragon fruit. And I'm telling y'all, it is none of them are bad. And then that's just like more flavors sit on the shelf waiting for y'all. And the time is coming in, so y'all know. I'm telling y'all, they are absolutely. You got to chew this. This ain't like a suck on and it, you know, your mouth. No, you got to bite this off and chew it in order, you know, to get the full benefit, man. It is awesome.
So I need somebody out there. Somebody got to hook up. Whole Foods.
Right, he's doing this at lunchtime. That looks so good. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not getting paid for this. This stuff right here, and you can feed your endocannabinoid system, but do something that's fresh, that's fruity. So I just got to put it out there. So Farrah, we are definitely going to, please, my love, send us an email, m4mmunited@gmail. Tell us that you want to volunteer and be on the team for the HBCU tour. We about to set it off. And when we set it off, you're going to be able to go ahead and get that's where you're going to be able to buy this individually. But if somebody out here in Talk Raw's land, somebody listening, if you got to hook up to a retailer that we're able to pitch freezing, that's what these are, 4 different flavors, go ahead and give us a shout out real quick and let's make that happen. E, you got the last word. Send us off. Send us home.
And I was going to say, you know, listen, you know, as a way to, you know, help and bring people along too. So if you bring some business, we're gonna take care of you too. I mean, we all eating this. That's how we grow together. There, if you do have a retailer in your area who might want this, contact us at info@hempandfork.com, and we'll definitely reach back out to you and get you connected. Also, Chairman's Club. For those of y'all who are like, listen, I've been educated about this industry. I'm trying to get my brand off the ground. I want to do that, you know, with a small group of people.
That was good.
Tap into the Chairman's Club. Go to ericrange.com. It's Eric, ERIKRANGE.com. Tap into that. And listen, you know, we got as well. They're launching their businesses. They're getting their products out there to consumers. They're looking to get their products on the shelves. We're not playing games here, y'all. We are serious. We're represented in this in a major way, and we can all do that together and grow together. You know what I mean? It's collaboration over competition. That's how we do it. Listening in, coming up at the end of the show. I appreciate y'all every week for tapping in. This is our celebration. So if you got an M4MM shirt, taking pictures, putting up on y'all Instagram, tagging us. Listen, M4MM, we're here for you. We're here for the community, and you know, we wake up community, making sure that people know we are here and that we exist. And we're not just here looking for handouts. We're actually adding value to this industry at every to legal, to businesses, to all of it. We have people who can do it all. So tap into M4MM, become a member, and celebrate with us, man. This is 5-year anniversary, right? We got 5 on it. So the whole month of May, have your own little private celebration. Go live.
Join us Tuesday night, 9:00. The whole M4MM team gonna be, and we partying. We gonna have cocktails. We partying. We having a good time. We gonna be singing. We gonna be dancing. We gonna be talking to one another on Facebook Live. Have your glass of wine ready. Party with us. That's on Monday. I'm sorry, Monday, May 10th. May 10th.
No, on the 10th. On the
10th. Absolutely. So you guys, Elise, love you, sister. Lauren, love you, sister. Lakeisha, you already know how I feel. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. Oh my gosh, so proud of you. E, you know how I feel about you. I messed up that bar. You know I'm about to go get another bar. But listen. Baby, let me tell you something. If we don't find how to get this on the market so quickly.
Listen, they are addictive. I tell you, I had to. So, you know, right now I have the all of my house in a freezer. I had to separate them out for my family because these people are crazy. I'm like, listen, y'all, I gotta sell these. Y'all can't eat all this.
Hey, Eric, I'm a restaurateur. I'm gonna tap in with you.
Oh, listen, you and I already got to tap in. I want to get some, you know, talk a little bit about him as well. And, you know, we're talking about that vegan lifestyle, you know, that is so, you know, critical that we're getting our nutrients, our plant protein, all of our essential vitamins, everything that we need coming from those hemp hearts. And so definitely want to tap in with you on that. And we are working on right now with the freezing bars. We're working on doing a subscription model to where, you know, consumers can order them, and then obviously, as y'all know, this is frozen product, so shipping is a little bit tough. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it to where, you know, we're not.
That's why we need to. Let's stop playing with this. Stop playing, Tito. Let's get this in the stores. Let's get this in the retail. Let's get a black-owned brand infused.
And if you're interested in starting your own little business with us, we're looking for to kind of be distributors and for our products so that we can, you know, have little hubs and everything. We're open. We're a new company, but we did create and facilitate other businesses for folks. So definitely let's in, man.
I'll put my mouth where my money is. If you get it, your first shipment, you purchase it, and you don't like it, I reimburse you your money. That's how good it is. Do you think I'm playing? Listen.
You gotta send me the recording of this, man. I'm gonna have to put some of these.
Because I'm telling you,
my sis and all, and I love you for it. But she is not lying. These things really are just that good. So I appreciate all the love. We're working to get them out to Puerto Rico, Mariella, and everything. So the time is coming in. So definitely tap in. Email us at info@hempandfork.com. And y'all know my go home.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hear my words, y'all. Hear my words. I'm serious, y'all. This is so important. Y'all gotta take time to love yourselves. Gotta take time to love on yourselves. You cannot love your family the way that they need to be loved if you don't first love yourself. So take some time this weekend. Minutes, take your shoes off, feel the ground, love on yourself this weekend, love on your family, and then we got work to do come Monday morning. So we'll see y'all when we get.
We continue. Next week we got a whole big old band of M4MMers. They coming on next week, tomorrow, Monday night, 9:00. Be here. Love you guys. Let's get some freezing out there. Love you, E. Love you, family. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.